In the fast-paced world we live in today, time often feels like our greatest enemy. We are constantly moving, constantly rushing from one task to the next as though life itself is a race we must win. We're always looking ahead, trying to achieve more, do more, be more. But what if I told you that true wisdom isn't found in the rush, but in the pause? Take a moment right now to breathe, to step back and just listen. Mime, as we know, it flows relentlessly, pulling us forward into the unknown. The future seems to always be just out of reach, while the present slips away unnoticed. We chase after it, trying to catch it. But what if instead of running, we simply stopped and allowed ourselves to be? In the stillness, in the quiet of the present moment, there is an opportunity to find something deeper than the race. It's the deep understanding of what it means to simply exist in this moment, without the pressure of what comes next. The Buddha, in his infinite wisdom, taught that life is fleeting, impermanent. Like a flower that blooms for a short while before withering, our lives are in constant motion, and yet they too will one day fade away. This is not a sad or alarming truth. Instead, it is one that, when embraced, can bring us peace. The impermanence of life is the very thing that invites us to live more fully, to let go of our attachment to the past and our anxious desire for the future. By accepting this truth, we open ourselves up to a life that is more authentic, more peaceful, and more connected. In our busy world, it's easy to forget this truth. The noise of our lives often drowns out the quiet invitation of the present moment. But the Buddha encourages us to remember, the moments we rush past are the moments we will never get back. By constantly looking ahead, we miss the beauty of what is right in front of us. We miss the deep stillness that allows us to connect with our true nature, to recognize our innate wisdom. The idea of stillness might seem foreign to us. In a world where we are taught to hustle, to keep moving, to make the most of every second, the idea of slowing down can feel counterintuitive. But in Buddhism, the stillness is not about inactivity. It is about presence. It is about allowing ourselves to be in the moment without judgment, without rushing. When we allow ourselves to stop, to pause, we give ourselves the space to understand what truly matters. Imagine what would happen if you slowed down for just a moment today. What would it feel like to truly be present, to sit quietly, without distraction, and simply observe the world around you? What thoughts would arise? What emotions would come to the surface? The stillness is not about emptying the mind, but about observing the mind's natural flow, letting it pass without attachment. In this space, we begin to see things more clearly, without the distortion of our hurried thoughts. In the quiet of the present moment, we find the deepest truths about ourselves and the world around us. We find that peace is not something we have to chase. It's already here. It's in the breath we take. It's the space between thoughts. It's in the quiet that follows the noise. True wisdom, according to the Buddha, is not something we acquire through force or struggle. It is something that unfolds naturally when we stop and listen. So I invite you to pause with me now. Take a deep breath and feel the weight of your body in this moment. Allow yourself to simply be without needing to do anything. Notice how your breath moves in and out of your body. Feel the ground beneath your feet, the air on your skin. In this simple act of awareness, you are experiencing the power of stillness. The Buddha also taught us that life is filled with suffering, but it is not suffering that defines us. It is how we respond to suffering. By practicing mindfulness and being present in the moment, we can learn to face the challenges of life with grace and clarity. We can recognize that suffering is not something to avoid, but something to embrace as part of the human experience. In the stillness, we find the strength to face even the most difficult of circumstances. The path to inner peace is not a path that is linear or easy. It requires practice, patience, and a willingness to let go of the need for control. But it is through this practice of stillness, of slowing down, that we begin to unravel the layers of stress, anxiety, and fear that cloud our minds. It is through this practice that we begin to reconnect with our true selves. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the demands of life, remember that it is okay to stop. It is okay to take a break and allow yourself to rest. In fact, it is essential to your well-being. The more we practice stillness, the more we cultivate a deep sense of peace that cannot be shaken by the turbulence of life. We begin to see that life is not something to be rushed through, but something to be experienced fully with mindfulness and awareness. This practice of slowing down isn't just about taking time for ourselves, it's about being more present with others. When we are truly present in the moment, we can connect more deeply with those around us. We can listen more attentively, speak more kindly, and respond more compassionately. The quality of our relationships improves when we stop rushing, when we give ourselves and others the gift of our full attention. So I ask you again, what are you rushing toward? What would happen if you slowed down, even for just a moment? What would you discover about yourself, about the world, and about the preciousness of each passing moment? The answer lies in the stillness. In this quiet space, you will find the wisdom and peace that you seek. Embrace this moment. Let it be enough. Let it be a reminder that you are already complete, already whole, and that true fulfillment comes not from the things we do, but from the stillness we cultivate within ourselves. In the end, it is not the destination that matters most. It is the journey, and the journey begins right here, right now, in this very moment. In today's world, we are often bombarded with the idea that success is measured by what we have. The more possessions, experiences, and status we accumulate, the more successful we are. Our culture pushes us to chase after more money, more fame, more achievements. We are told that happiness lies in these external symbols of success, that fulfillment comes from constantly reaching for something greater, something bigger. But what if we have it all wrong? Buddhism offers a refreshing alternative, one that turns our conventional understanding of success on its head. Rather than seeking happiness in external acquisitions, Buddhism teaches us that true peace and fulfillment lie within. The heart of Buddhist teachings focuses not on accumulating more, but on simplifying our lives and embracing the beauty that is already here. It encourages us to turn inward and find joy in the present moment, free from the endless distractions and demands of the outside world. This shift in perspective invites us to reflect on what truly brings us happiness. In our pursuit of more, we often overlook the simple, quiet moments that hold the most profound beauty. A shared smile, the gentle warmth of a loved one's touch, a moment of stillness amidst a busy day. These moments, though fleeting, are often more precious than anything money can buy. They remind us that peace is not something we need to chase after, but something that is already within us, waiting to be acknowledged. True wealth, as Buddhism teaches, is not found in the material world. It is found in contentment. It's about embracing the present, letting go of the clutter in our minds and hearts, and choosing to focus on what truly matters. The simple pleasures of life, the beauty of nature, the serenity of a quiet morning, the love of friends and family, are often the things that bring us the most joy, yet they are the easiest to overlook. We get so caught up in the pursuit of success, in striving for something bigger, that we forget the richness that already surrounds us. In a world that encourages constant striving, it can be difficult to slow down and appreciate the quiet moments. The noise of the world drowns out the voice of our inner peace. We are often so focused on what we don't have that we forget to be grateful for what we do have. But Buddhism teaches us to pause, to look inward, and to appreciate the beauty that is already present in our lives. It is not about accumulating more or achieving more. It is about embracing the simplicity of life and finding contentment in what we already have. Consider for a moment the stillness of a quiet morning when the world is still asleep, and the only sound is the soft rustling of the wind. This moment of peace, though fleeting, is a reminder that we don't need to chase after external success to find happiness. The simplicity of a sunrise, the sound of birds singing, or the warmth of the sun on our skin can be more fulfilling than any material possession. These are the moments that truly nourish our souls, that bring us back to the present and remind us of the richness of life. Yet, despite the richness of these simple moments, we often overlook them. We are so focused on our goals, our ambitions, and our desire for more that we fail to see the beauty that surrounds us. Buddhism encourages us to shift our focus, to slow down and recognize the value of simplicity. It asks us to stop chasing after external markers of success and instead cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment. As we navigate through life, it's important to remember that peace is not something we can find outside ourselves. It's something that resides within us, waiting to be discovered. It's easy to get lost in the noise of the world, to feel overwhelmed by the constant demands of work, relationships, and responsibilities. But when we take a step back and allow ourselves to simply be, we can experience the stillness that lies at the heart of our being. This stillness, this peace, is the foundation of true happiness. Buddhism teaches us that happiness is not a destination to be reached, but a state of being that we can cultivate in the present moment. It's about learning to live with intention, to be fully present in each moment, and to embrace the simplicity of life. The pursuit of more can often lead to stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. But the pursuit of simplicity brings us back to what truly matters, our inner peace and contentment. In our fast-paced, achievement-driven world, it can be difficult to let go of the desire for more. But Buddhism offers us a path to inner peace, one that encourages us to simplify our lives and focus on the things that truly bring us joy. By letting go of the need for constant accumulation and achievement, we can begin to experience the richness of life in its simplest forms. We can find happiness in the quiet moments, in the love of others, and in the beauty of the present moment. So take a moment today to reflect on the simplicity of life. Pause, breathe, and appreciate the beauty around you. Let go of the need to constantly strive for more, and instead embrace the peace and contentment that comes from within. In doing so, you will discover that true wealth is not measured by what you have, but by the peace and happiness that resides within you. And in that simplicity, you will find a richness that is far greater than anything the world can offer. The path to true happiness lies not in the pursuit of external success, but in the cultivation of inner peace. It is about learning to live with intention, to embrace the present moment, and to find joy in the simplicity of life. Through Buddhism, we are reminded that true wealth is found in the quiet moments, in the love we give and receive, and in the peace we cultivate within ourselves. In our modern world, love is often portrayed as an overwhelming force, something fiery, passionate, and all-consuming. Movies and books romanticize love as a whirlwind of intense emotion, often associating it with drama and grand gestures. We are led to believe that love should always be intense and fleeting, like a blazing fire that flickers brightly before it eventually fades. But the Buddha offers us a much deeper, more profound understanding of love, a love that is not based on fleeting moments of passion, but on something far more enduring and timeless. Buddhism teaches us that real love is not like a dramatic spark that burns out quickly. Instead, it is like a steady ember that glows quietly, even when the winds of life blow harshly. True love in Buddhism is not about intensity or performance. It's about presence and the ability to show up again and again in both the joyful and difficult moments. It is not about perfection, grand gestures, or trying to live up to unrealistic ideals. True love is about being there for each other through the mundane and through the challenges. It's about consistency, understanding, and accepting one another as we are, flaws and all. In relationships, whether with family, friends, or romantic partners, Buddhism reminds us that love is not a show for others to see, nor is it something we perform to gain approval. Real love does not require accolades or constant validation. It's built on the foundation of compassion, kindness, and an unwavering commitment to one another. It's in the small, quiet moments, those shared glances, those simple acts of care, and those unspoken words of comfort. It's not always about doing big things for each other, but about doing the little things that show we care. It's in the way we listen without judgment, support without expectation, and offer understanding even when it's difficult. Buddhism teaches us that love in its purest form is selfless. It's not about trying to change the other person or expecting them to meet our every need. Instead, it's about embracing them as they are, without judgment, without the need for perfection. True love is grounded in the understanding that every individual is on their own path, facing their own struggles and challenges. We learn to love without conditions, without trying to change others to fit our own desires or expectations. In this way, love becomes a space where both people can grow and evolve, free from the pressures of comparison or judgment. This love is steady and unwavering, offering warmth even when things get cold. It doesn't flicker out when life gets hard or when challenges arise. Instead, it remains strong, like a flame that keeps burning, even in the darkest of times. And in those moments when things feel uncertain or difficult, love is the one thing we can rely on. It is the steady force that carries us through, offering comfort and peace when everything else feels chaotic. Buddhism teaches us that love is deeply connected to our practice of mindfulness. By being present in each moment, by practicing awareness, we can learn to love more deeply and more authentically. When we are mindful of our thoughts, words, and actions, we become more aware of how we are showing up in our relationships. Are we offering love freely and without expectation? Are we patient and understanding when things don't go as planned? Are we fully present, or are we distracted by our own worries and desires? Through mindfulness, we also come to understand the impermanence of all things, including love. In Buddhism, we learn that everything is temporary, that everything is subject to change. This truth can be a source of both peace and wisdom in our relationships. We begin to understand that love, like all things, can ebb and flow. It may not always be constant or predictable, but it is always present in its own unique way. It may change form, but it is never truly lost. Love, according to the Buddha, is not about trying to possess or control. It is about cultivating a deep sense of compassion for others, extending kindness even when it's difficult, and allowing love to flow freely without any expectation of return. When we let go of the need for control, love becomes a force of liberation, freeing both us and those we love. We learn to appreciate love as something that flows naturally rather than something we try to grasp or hold on to. True love, in this sense, becomes a form of freedom. It's not bound by attachment, desire, or the need for reciprocation. It's about offering love freely and letting go of the outcomes. We love without the need for validation, without demanding anything in return. In doing so, we experience the deepest form of love, one that is unconditional, constant, and eternally present. Furthermore, Buddhism teaches us that relationships are a reflection of our relationship with ourselves. The love we offer others is often a mirror of how we love ourselves. If we are kind and compassionate to ourselves, we can extend that same kindness and compassion to others. But if we are harsh or critical with ourselves, we may struggle to offer the same to those around us. By practicing self-love, by embracing our own imperfections, we create the space for deeper, more authentic connections with others. Ultimately, the Buddhist teachings on love offer us a path to deeper, more meaningful relationships. By embracing love as a steady, enduring force, rather than something fleeting or performance-based, we can build connections that are grounded in understanding, compassion, and mindfulness. We learn that love is not something to be grasped or sought after, but something that arises naturally when we are present, when we accept ourselves and others as they are, and when we show up consistently in both good times and bad. True love is not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet and subtle, like the steady glow of an ember in the dark. But it is always there, offering warmth, comfort, and peace in the face of life's challenges. And when we approach love with this understanding, we can create relationships that are truly transformative, relationships that nurture, heal, and uplift us, both as individuals and as a collective. Living in the present moment, this simple yet profound teaching of Buddhism is often easier said than done. In the rush of our daily lives, we become entangled in the web of past regrets and future worries. We think about the things we wish we could have done differently, and we worry about what might happen tomorrow. But in doing so, we miss the beauty that is here right now in the very moment we are living. The Buddha, in his infinite wisdom, taught that life is impermanent. The past is gone, the future is not yet here, and the only true reality we can experience is the present. We often seek happiness in external things, wealth, success, or recognition. But Buddhism reminds us that these things, while not inherently bad, cannot bring lasting peace. True contentment is found in simply being present. Being fully present means not waiting for the right moment to live, but living in the here and now as it is. It's about embracing the simplicity of life, taking the time to notice the little details, and recognizing the joy in the smallest of things. It's easy to get caught up in a cycle of always striving for more, always pushing forward, always looking ahead. But when we do this, we overlook what is happening right in front of us. Life is not a destination to reach. It is a journey to experience. And that journey is happening right now. To truly live, we must embrace the moment, however it is. The moment when we take a deep breath and appreciate the air we're breathing, the warmth of the sun, the laughter of a friend, the simple joys of being alive. Think of the example of a man walking through a forest, knowing that danger might be lurking at any moment. Despite this, he chooses to stop and admire the wild strawberry that is growing nearby. There, in that brief moment of stillness, he finds peace. He is fully present with the world around him, appreciating something as simple as a wild fruit, despite the circumstances. This is the power of living fully in the present. It's not about waiting for the perfect time or chasing some future goal. It's about seeing the beauty in the here and now. Buddhism teaches us that life is fleeting. We are constantly moving from one moment to the next. And before we know it, time has passed. The past is a memory, and the future is a dream that has not yet come. This is why the present is so precious. It is the only time that is real, the only time we have control over. The past cannot be changed, and the future is uncertain. But in the present, we can choose to be mindful, to be aware, to truly live. So how can we practice living fully in the present moment? It begins with awareness. Take a moment right now to just breathe. Close your eyes and feel the air entering your body. Notice how your chest rises and falls with each breath. Listen to the sounds around you. Feel the ground beneath your feet, the warmth of the sunlight, the breeze on your skin. These simple acts of awareness can ground us in the present and bring a sense of peace. Living in the present also means letting go of the need to control everything. So often we try to shape our lives according to a plan or an ideal. We make lists, set goals, and try to control every aspect of our day. But the reality is, life will never unfold exactly as we expect. We can't control every moment, and that's okay. In fact, it's this very unpredictability that makes life so rich and beautiful. The more we let go of our need for control, the more we can experience life as it is, without the pressure of perfection. Another important aspect of living in the present is cultivating gratitude. When we focus on what is right in front of us, we begin to notice the blessings in our lives, the beauty of nature, the kindness of a stranger, the love of family and friends. These are the things that truly matter. In each moment, there is something to be thankful for, something to appreciate. Gratitude brings us back to the present and helps us see the world through a lens of wonder and joy. Living fully in the present also requires us to embrace impermanence. Everything in life is constantly changing. People come and go, seasons change, and even our own bodies transform. Instead of resisting change or clinging to the past, Buddhism teaches us to accept it. When we let go of attachment to things that are fleeting, we free ourselves to experience life more fully. Living in the present isn't about rejecting the future or ignoring the past. It's about balancing them with the awareness that the present is the only time we can truly experience. We plan for the future, but we don't let it consume us. We learn from the past, but we don't dwell on it. We carry these lessons with us, but we live in the moment, embracing what is right here, right now. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to overlook the preciousness of the present moment. We're constantly moving, constantly striving, constantly looking ahead. But if we take a step back and allow ourselves to be fully present, we begin to see the beauty in the world around us. Life is happening right now, and it's up to us to decide whether we're going to experience it fully or let it slip by unnoticed. So I invite you to take a moment right now to stop. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just be. Feel the moment, experience it. This is your life, unfolding right before your eyes. Live it fully.